Salute, salute. How's everybody feeling on this blessed day? Oh man, trying to get my neck right. Been having pain and stuff like that. Trying to get it right, y'all. Trying to get it right. I chefed it up. Got some fried chicken with ketchup, with rice and gandules. Rice and gandules, y'all. Oh man. Make sure to hit the like button on the way in. I gotta get a comfortable chair. That's what it is. I've been straining and stuff like that. First meal of the day. Ooh. Ain't nothing like that water, y'all. Rest in peace to my cousin. Oh man. Thank you, dear Lord Father, for this food. Oh man. I'm gonna make it more comfortable for me. Stuff like that. I just gotta wait till my neck get a little better and stuff like that. Due to overstressing things and stuff like that. Unnecessary things. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you stress unnecessary things. Mm. Everybody know the Chinese guy. He's been going around famous. You know, he sees certain gang members. He might throw up their set. Uh, he might say for yo, yeah, the Max ran down on him. I think he said fuck Max or some shit like that. And you know, he's been going viral for that shit. Maria, salute. Peace and blessings to you, your family, and your kids if you have any. So the Chinese dude, I don't know if he's Chinese, Japanese. You get what I'm saying? I know he's an East though. But the Max ran down on him, and they told him to stop playing with their shit. See, people just record him. They tell him to say certain things, and he might say it for whatever reason. Maybe he's getting paid to. Maybe they looking out for him. You get what I'm saying? Or maybe he's just doing it on his own reconnaissance. Maybe he's just doing it on his own, y'all. But not everything is for no internet joking around, playing around shit. See, I think they could have had a little remorse for him and shit like that, because he didn't know any better. But then again, one time, that's on me. Two, that ain't a mistake. After twice, three times, you really going Bible off this shit. You don't even know what you're saying. You saying fuck this, Fuck that. When niggas smack the shit out you, you ain't even know how to respond. And it's an unfortunate situation, but you gotta watch what you say on this internet. You can't just say anything. Just because it's a freedom of speech, you can't just say certain shit. I was like, damn. I seen him on the video. I seen it. I was like, oh shit. What he's throwing up now? You know that nigga be set tripping. I said, oh, what the fuck he's throwing up now? Max ran down on him. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. You gotta be careful what you say on this internet. I think everybody taking shit for games and for jokes and for laughs. I think just everything is a game and jokes are for laughs. They could have took his life, yo. The smack was being nice. The smack, that was being nice. You get what I'm saying? You playing with something that people love. They was born in. They live that lifestyle. So for you to just come out of nowhere and just say fuck certain shit and you don't even know what it could actually cause. Rico, what's poppin'? Rico the Sleeves is in the building. That's a whole fact. What's the word, beloved? How you feeling, God? How you feeling, God? Rico is realer than a lot of you niggas. Rico. Rico on the beat. I'm getting full. Yeah, I'm getting full. I might save this for later. I be getting full fast now. I be getting full. You get what I'm saying? Let me get some napkins. Let me get some napkins. If I gotta get up. Seriously? Word up? Alright. Alright. Y'all niggas be thinking everything is for YouTube. See, we'll come up here, we put peace and harmony, peace and blessings and shit like that. We letting the people know, you know, we don't back down too well. You get what I'm saying? But we not here for no negativity. Like a lot of y'all search for the negativity, and when the shit is there, y'all don't know how to handle it. Y'all don't know how to handle it, man. Oh, and also, man, I seen a video, Eli, and it was this dude, man, African American brother, and stuff like that. You know, Eli doing what he do, and stuff like that. And the dude, you know, basically was trying to explain to Eli, you know, certain things that it's about, you know, we understand you practicing your amendment and stuff like that. But, you know, certain things with the aggressiveness and the energy and stuff like that. And, you know, Eli, he speaks, it's not that he's aggressive. He speaks with passion. You get what I'm saying? But I felt like that brother right there, you know, he was very in tune. You get what I'm saying? I think Eli should go back. I think it was in Long Island, Strong Island, or something like that. I think he should go back out there, communicate with the dude, and stuff like that. Even though he might not need nothing from him, but that energy, you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? That's black power energy. The dude really didn't want to fight Eli. He had it in him and stuff like that, but you could tell he has some growth in him and stuff like that. He's working with kids and stuff like that. So the mindset's a little different. Still from the streets, still from the, you get what I'm saying? But I'm thinking about these babies. And, you know, he had Zay Zay with him, Eli, you know. So the dude was, what if he was like, what if I keep talking to him and shit like that? So, I don't think he knew the relationship, that was actually Eli's son and stuff like that. But in all reality, I just felt like as if that dude wasn't necessarily a bad person. You get what I'm saying? I felt like he wanted greater for them and stuff like that. And nobody does that. You get what I'm saying? To be on camera and to be like, yo, try to give somebody advice and stuff like that. Even though he came out strong. Yo, Eli, he came out strong. Yeah, yeah, I admit it. Yo, Eli, I admit it. He came out strong. He was like, yo, you pussy. He said, you pussy. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, oh, shit. You know how Eli do. You get what I'm saying? I was like, oh, shit. I was like, oh, shit. It's about to go down. But the dude didn't seem hesitant. He didn't move and stuff like that. But I felt like as if he was just doing it for like, he was trying to basically like give them some type of advice, some type of encouragement in life. To we respect what you do, but sometimes provoke. If you poke a bear, you get what I'm saying. You could get what you want, and basically, that could have saved Eli's life. Eli's still alive and stuff like that, but he has been through certain situations where people, try to attack him, try to harm him and stuff like that. So when the dude came to him like that, and I feel like um, maybe he might not be able to see it right now, but later on, he probably noticed that that dude really wasn't a bad dude. You get what I'm saying? He had a lot of he held back a lot. You get what I'm saying? He was aggravated, he was upset, and stuff like that. And sometimes that's what YouTube does. Sometimes YouTube promotes us in a negative way so much that when people see us, they feel like they gotta match the same energy. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, my condolences, man. My condolences to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that, Alan. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. My deep condolences, bro. Let's have a moment of silence. Thank y'all, everybody. My deep condolences, man. My deepest condolences. Honestly, I'm not even gonna joke around, play around with that shit like that. I could just imagine what you're going through. You get what I'm saying? I'll have my prayers up for you, Adam. No mames, güey. La troca gay no queme que la mamalona gay. Huh? I don't understand. What the fuck? I'm feeling delicious. Fuzzy key, getting a little blunted. How you been, beloved? Everything copacetic, can't complain, bro. Chilling like a villain, like my nickname Dylan. You get what I'm saying? Bro, Oz, his whole personality. Green eyes. That's a whole vibe. Maya. How you doing, Maya? I'm glad you're in the building. Let me know if I can interview you and stuff like that. A lot of people love your music, Maya. They love the music. They love what you're doing. Keep making hits. Keep doing what you do. I'ma always promote you on that, Maya. Yo, Maya. I'ma always support you on that. What? I guess they didn't know it's Maya in the paint. She said, she said, what she said? She said, uh, um, she said, yo, she said some crazy shit. She said, please don't tell me because I'm already overthink about it. I'm the type to lay in bed and weeks to think about it. This high, with this hay, with this high, with this hand, with this hand. Yo, I love your music. Love your music. You get what I'm saying? Professional yapper. What you mean yapper? You get what I'm saying? Sparkles. Oh, you smoking? Smoking like a king? I see you, beloved. So yeah, um, I felt like I think it was in Strong Island, Long Island, one of those places and stuff like that. I'm very proud of Zay Zay. You know, I'm proud that he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. You know, I'm very proud of that. It takes a lot to do what you do, and not take a break to smoke or your anxiety. Yeah, that's good. You're in the right direction. You get what I'm saying? You're not dealing with certain things. You get what I'm saying? But what I try to say is, I feel like as if that dude, he was very powerful. He was somebody speaking like that and stuff like that. Even the lady, it was the older lady there. She tried to come at him and shit like that, and he just hugged her. You get what I'm saying? And eventually she hugged him back. And it's about the energy that you put out there is the energy that you will receive. So you see when the dude started off with a little bit negative energy, saying "yo, you pussy," you get what I'm saying? He got his little karma for that. You get what I'm saying? And he knew that as a righteous brother, he already knew, you know, he messed up, you know, but he was in too deep. And we gonna stand on business at that point. You get what I'm saying? But I don't really hate what you do. You get what I'm saying? I actually admire it or appreciate it, but it's just the way of going about it. You get what I'm saying? Especially, you know, you do that shit in New York. Now you in a whole different city. You're in my city, baby. Remember when the baby, he had to check in and he didn't want to? It was like something like that, but not with Eli checking in. It's just, you know, new faces, you somewhere new and stuff like that. People already watching you. They doing their homework and shit like that. So when they see you, they already have that, you know, oh, like you, like you this bad dude. That's what YouTube does. You get what I'm saying? But I think it was a great ending, a powerful ending between the two brothers. I think that was very powerful. The way Eli said, give me a hug. And the dude, he said, I ain't gonna kiss you, but I'll give you a hug. Yeah, but that really was phenomenal. Great energy and stuff like that. Sometimes it might be a rough start, but at the end, it's gonna be good. The one I really like, I ain't gonna lie. The shit I like with Eli, the shit with the security. No, no, the the bouncer for the strip club. You know the bouncer for the strip club. Make sure y'all go check that out. Yo, that shit had me crying in tears, bro. Yo, that shit had me crying in tears, bro. Cause the dude, he came, he was like the security, the bouncer standing in the front, and you know, not to sound like petty or anything, or people think I'm trolling or anything. But I'm not even gonna say that. But he has a resemblance of somebody that we all know. You get what I'm saying? But fuck that. At the end of the day, yo, the dude, he dressed tight and shit like that. He had like a tuxedo. He was dressing real, formal and shit like that. So when Eli pulled out the camera, the nigga was like, Fuck is you doing? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. You get what I'm saying? And the dude was aggressive. Because Eli told him, he was like, let me see if you got the balls to do what you did. So the nigga, he was just getting upset, but he wasn't really saying that. But when Eli said the shit with the balls, I don't know if the nigga must have lost a ball back in the day or some shit like that. But the nigga really got on some personal shit. It was like, I got the balls to do anything I say I'ma do. See, Eli got ready. He started throwing them hands. He thought the nigga was gonna rush him and shit like that. But just that composure, sometimes when you're dealing with certain people, Eli, and you see they're not really trying to like get aggressive, trying to fight and shit like that. They really just trying to do their job and stuff like that. They're just trying to hold their composure and stuff like that for the camera and stuff like that. So that's why the dude was like the dude that was in Long Island, he was basically like, yo, is this for the views or what's it for? Eli had a couple of encounters with a couple of people from my background. It was one day he was doing a mail lady. I think he was doing it was like a mail lady. He was coming at a mail lady, and my right hand man, you know, he was he's like a security guard out there, a gangster though. You get what I'm saying? I ain't even know the nigga did security. You get what I'm saying? But um, the nigga he ain't really get involved, and Eli ain't really use him like no thing. The nigga pulled up like on some gangster shit, like he would be in the hood, and he was like, just leave that shit alone, bro. You get what I'm saying? And everything was cool after that. But you know, he's definitely touching a lot of rooms. His name is ringing and stuff like that. You know, I got a wrench over there. I don't know if I still got a wrench. I haven't been over there for a while because I just been focused on my platform, doing what I gotta do and stuff like that. But certain people that he has encounter with, sometimes he gotta look back and see like you got good people that you had encounters with. Maybe it might feel like a little rude or disrespectful or out of hand at the moment, but if you look back, some of those people they actually admire you. They love what you're doing. They just trying to let you know. You get what I'm saying? But the camera, the recording, and stuff like that. And I'm a content creator myself. You get what I'm saying, Eli? This is no diss or trying to come at you or try to. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes the camera it takes away from my personality. You get what I'm saying? Because at the end, when the dude he already told you, we good. He already apologized and stuff like that. And you know, you you said you don't know what to say about him and stuff like that, which that was perfect. You get what I'm saying? Because he shocked you with his aggressiveness at first, but to show you that he's really humble. That was his whole point. He's trying to change. He changed. You get what I'm saying? But when Eli was like, "Oh, I thought we was gonna fight and stuff like that, and stuff like that," we have to set example for the young ones. You get what I'm saying? Because I seen a situation and stuff like that. I think it was Zay Zay and stuff like that. And I love what he does. He's very young. Eli got him up and running and stuff like that. I'm subscribed. I'm definitely subscribed. I don't always think and stuff like that. But I see Eli in the cut like a band-aid. Zay Zay he goes in the UPS. Eli right there, but he got a regular shirt. You get what I'm saying? He don't got the camera. The guy never know. You get what I'm saying? But Zay Zay says something like, he said that's their problem. You get what I'm saying? He's not. It wasn't a bad thing, but lucky like the dude didn't react. You get what I'm saying? I mean, Eli was right there. You get what I'm saying? Just in case, but that shit threw me off. I was like, oh shit, it's about to go down. I watch all the I'll say education because Zay Zay said education is not. He doesn't call it, and I respect that. I respect all the people that do that type of work and stuff like that. You know, it's a hard job. It's a very difficult job. You got to deal with a lot of difficult people and stuff like that. But sometimes Like, you don't want to search for the action. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes you let the action show up. I mean, you wouldn't be where you at if you hungry. You get what I'm saying? I gotta admit it. You ambitious and stuff like that. You took a lot of losses, and not even. I'm not saying fighting. I'm saying losses as you lost a lot of people. You know, um, I think you lost your grandma. I think I seen a song like that. My deepest condolences and stuff like that. But this shit is touching all around the world. You get what I'm saying? If you in Long Island and somebody's calling you pussy, basically letting you know, I know what you do. You get what I'm saying? And the dude, he wasn't a bad person. He was like a fan. He was like, I look up to you, but he just had to hold it down and stuff like that. But you gotta respect his calmness. You gotta respect his humbleness. You get what I'm saying? Those are the type of people I feel like Eli should connect with and stuff like that because you'll get more out of them. I mean, you don't really know him at the point. You get what I'm saying? But later on, he said he's a social worker. See what type of job. You never know what type of opportunities you could get from certain people that you encounter with in your life. Not saying you don't need them or you ain't got your own thing going on. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes God don't put nobody in your way for no reason. You get what I'm saying? God doesn't put nobody in your way for no reason. Even if it's a negative person, you take the message. They must have said something in between, whether it was negative or positive, that'll stick with you that you really need for yourself. You get what I'm saying? And the dude was very powerful. I really don't speak upon people's content and stuff like that, but the dude really touched my soul. And he wasn't upset. Really, he was a righteous. He's a righteous brother, and he got good in him. And he said it. I'm not trying to go by him, shit like that. Eli put it slow motion. You know how he be putting it in slow motion and shit like that. But I say that to say this. Sometimes we may encounter with people. Sometimes we might not feel their energy, their presence, and stuff like that. But deep later on, sometimes you never know. Definitely was a great video though. I haven't been on the Eli joint in a minute. I've been focused on my own platform and stuff like that. Focus on what I'm doing and stuff like that. But great video, great content and stuff like that. It kept me entertained. It kept me in the building and stuff like that. And not only that, you working with your child. I think that's the best thing. You know, even LeBron James, like, even though some people say that LeBron James' son got in the league because of him and stuff like that, but sometimes we gotta give the alley oop. You get what I'm saying? We don't want you to work as hard. Something that you're supposed to give your child. I have a daughter. Something you're supposed to give your child or somebody adopted or anybody you're trying to bring up is something that you never had. Something that you never had, y'all. But I think those were great encounters and stuff like that. Even the dude with the with the strip club. You get what I'm saying? He remind me of the Dread El Capo. You get what I'm saying? And the dude that Eli had encounter with at the strip club where the dude was the bouncer, the dude, he was aggressive, but you could tell he was just trying to do his job and stuff like that. And, you know, the other dudes that knew Eli, they was telling him like, yo, Eli would smack the shit out of you. You get what I'm saying? So Eli being older later on, maybe he could be like, yo, bro, you get what I'm saying? I can understand your frustration. Other people around, they screaming and shit like that. Even though it's his fans, but this is how the streets view it. You get what I'm saying? This is how people perspect things. I don't have no problem with it. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't affect me and stuff like that. I actually enjoy the video. You get what I'm saying? But it's certain things that I understood what that dude was saying. You get what I'm saying? Certain people, have animosity towards you and they don't even get to meet you in real life. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we do things to entertain the people, and it's like, remember when the dude took the orange? Y'all remember when the dude took the orange? That it was something light, but sometimes we do shit. The people tell us to do it, or they might have influence and stuff like that. So we have to be careful on that because it just take one little mistake. I love what Eli told him. He said, I could kill you, you could kill me, I could beat you up, or you could beat me up. You get what I'm saying? That basically letting the guy know. You see when the guy where Eli was like, you could beat me up. That put more ease to the guy. That's why I said Eli, he's he's not a bad dude. He's he's high volume, but you could tell certain things like when he really like, you know, when he really like feel you feel you that you being sincere, genuine. That's when you really get the all him. You get what I'm saying? He don't want to be aggressive. He don't want to be screaming like that. But sometimes he gotta let people know. You get what I'm saying? That's a dangerous job. It's not easy. He did 9 months for that shit, y'all. He did 9 months for that shit, and you know he almost lost his life, and he got into a lot of fights over this shit. So he did put his blood, sweat, and tears into this shit. You get what I'm saying? You still working. That's what it's about. Being consistent, no matter what. You get what I'm saying? I seen he said that. He said they wait for his downfall and stuff like that. And anyway, I thought about it. That's like a little bit like me. People pray. You get what I'm saying? When I went to the hospital, people were talking about it. You get what I'm saying? And using that as clout. And you don't know if the people really care. They wait for you to fall. But it's not how you could fall. It's on how fast you could get up after falling. After falling. But I respect, I respect the job and people practicing their amendment. It's always good to practice your amendment, and it's educational purposes. You know, it's not an easy job. You know, and we're gonna be looked at wrong. We're gonna look, like we're doing a bad thing and stuff like that. But if you, eventually, people will fuck with you if you keep doing what you gotta do. You get what I'm saying? I respect it. I like the energy like that. Sometimes when people be talking to him, I be like, oh shit, you don't even know. You get what I'm saying? I don't know Eli from a hole in the wall. I never met him in person. Um, I don't know him from Adam, but I spoke to a couple of people that spoke to him, and I spoke to him on his platform before, stuff like that. Seems like a genuine, humble dude and stuff like that. He's big. Um, you know, it, you know, you you got to give it up to him a little bit. You know, he does put the smack and smack sometimes. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes I don't watch his videos to see him crash out. I don't watch his videos to see him argue. I don't watch his videos to see him fight, y'all. When it happens, it's like a plus and stuff like that. We appreciate it. But people that promote your demise, people that promote you crashing out, really don't care for you. A real person is gonna say no. Before you crash out, yo, come here. You get what I'm saying? You put somebody in the full Nelson. Yo, come here, bro. Yo, what happened, bro? Nah, bro. I'm not letting you go out like that, man. Here's a blunt, smoke, chill, talk to me, do whatever you gotta do, bro. But I'm not letting you out of my sight, bro. That's what love is, y'all. You don't promote people that you care for to crash out. You don't. You know how many people I caught in the way trying to crash out? And luckily I said something to them. Yo, what's good? I noticed they keep it going. They say what up, but the movement, you could peep the movement when somebody on the drill, when somebody about to let something fly. You get what I'm saying? So certain things I was like, wow, appreciate the donation and stuff like that. Appreciate that. Just stay blessed, man. My that's not the Cash App. The Cash App is $green EYEZ1699. Either way, like E and J. But we not here for that. Y'all feel like blessing the Cash App? That's on y'all. We appreciate it kindly. But we here to 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 wake up the people. We are the chosen ones, y'all. Y'all are the chosen ones. Y'all here for a reason, y'all. I'm not gonna be here too long and stuff like that. Might smoke my blunt, chill, you know, for a little while, but I gotta get my back right, y'all. You get what I'm saying? But, I definitely like that he's working with his son. I think that's real. I think that's a good thing. Working with his kid and stuff like that. That's what it's about. You know. Never promote nobody to crash out. Because the same happened and now people, you get what I'm saying? People want to be a part of shit until niggas is looking for certain niggas and now nobody know nothing. Black to the P. What's the word, golf? Blessings on top of blessings. You see, Black. One thing I like about Black, he don't, he don't, he don't condone certain shit. One thing I love about Black, he don't condone certain shit, and he's not afraid to let people know. You get what I'm saying? I seen Drink Champs. No, not Drink Champs. The Champs dude from Alpha show, stuff like that. Um, I didn't know people were running down on a shop like that. I did not know that. So he said that people were running down on the shop. Shit got serious, and niggas was behind the shop. I don't know how that true is, if that's true or not, but he said basically like, yo, dude came back, but he's like, fuck you want me to do? That's what the chat nigga said. He's like, fuck you want me to do? You get what I'm saying? And I know that probably crushed Mad Powerful right there. Like, just imagine you in a situation, you understand what I'm saying? And there's no disrespect to Champ, because Champ, he came from jail, so he's like, he can't risk it. You get what I'm saying? That's why people was like, yo, you broke the lock. So, and he like, I, I done been through so much shit that I'll be doing life in fucking jail. You get what I'm saying? But when he said that, he had a point. He was like, what you want me to do? And I understand mad for aggression. Because if somebody tell me that while I'm hitting them up, I'll feel like they coming at me. I'll feel like, damn. You feel me? But at the end of the day, when a person don't give you the hammer, when a person don't give you the knife, when a person don't think, that's because they really love you. You get what I'm saying? Even though it's a life-death situation, like, yo, I'm hitting you up, life-death situation, my nigga. Like, it's going down, bro. You the only one on the outside. You could probably sneak in, hit the nigga, or something like that. So I understand mass frustration within that. You get what I'm saying? But I understand Champ's mentality. Like, bro, I just came home, bro. Like, I really can't risk that shit like that. So certain shit, and that's what make me wonder. It make me wonder that certain people knew that before they entered the shop. if what Champ is saying is right, it is it did the people knew, the famous people, Sean Campbell, the Mills, all these famous people, did they knew that niggas was running down on the shop? Cause now I notice why the security is so on point. This no this the math or nobody, but I noticed that the fucking the security is mad serious. The security ain't even looking at the show. You remember back in the days when Matt first started, the security was more cool, and he would get involved with the conversation, or not even that. He just stayed there chilling, but he doesn't look mad. He doesn't look upset. He doesn't look too much on point. You get what I'm saying? You started noticing the security started to change. It started to change from somebody with a smile on their face to somebody there with, looking at every movement. Because Math posted a video today and shit like that. And I was noticing the security didn't look back one time. So if shit is on fire like that, maybe it was best for that shit to burn in hell. Maybe it was best for that to happen where he could just move forward. Like I said, not every step back is a step back. It's a step forward. You get what I'm saying? Champ said that the interview with Tay Rock and Chess, he said they did that shit in the lobby, in the building. But when he said that, I'm like, damn, he's speaking too much. Because I'm pretty sure, no disrespect to Champ or shit like that, but sometimes we say certain shit and we get more information. Now we know Math live in the building. You get what I'm saying? And there's a lobby. You get what I'm saying? Certain shit, we have to watch what we say, y'all. And I know even though, he said he don't have no harm towards him, no ill will, and I totally understand that, but certain information, even though the people could see it's on YouTube, they could see the lobby and shit like that, but just certain information that we have to hold in, certain shit when you come from jail, you're not really you say certain shit, but you don't really know, certain shit, like street politics is a little different, you know what I'm saying? But I respect he would, he wasn't really doing it for the bread. He was doing it like, I'm going to use this space and use me. As messengers, we here to be used, but at the end of the day, do not make me feel like I'm being used, y'all. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I feel like that was a fair exchange, no robbery. I felt like that was a fair exchange, no robbery, y'all. For him to be like, you know what, certain shit, it makes sense, but I feel like they was very powerful together. Champ said they was to put their resources, and that's absolutely correct. I feel like, for certain things, when certain doors closes, it's not meant to open them again. You get what I'm saying? So, Math is not doing nothing wrong and stuff like that. Champ said it might get aggressive if you want to do a conversation with Math in real person, but I think they could do the virtual, and I think they could even do it in person. I think they could have that conversation. I think it's time for that conversation, for those two gentlemen to have that conversation. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be beef. It doesn't have to be war and stuff like that. Sometimes, just have that conversation. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. It's a lot of built up energy, unnecessary energy that doesn't even exist, y'all. At the end of the day, we trying to, help our families, help our kids. We just trying to survive and live, y'all. That's what the lady told Eli and the dude that he had the encounter with. She was like, if y'all not gonna say nothing positive, why y'all even saying anything to each other? You get what I'm saying? And they both agreed with her. You get what I'm saying? Because she took her time. At the end of the day, they could have jumped her. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying Eli is like that or the dude is like that. But I'm saying she took her risk inputting her information. You get what I'm saying? But that was a guardian angel. That woman, she was a guardian angel for both of them. If it wasn't for her, now when that dude see her, that dude gonna look at her different. He gonna respect her differently. You get what I'm saying? Because at first I was looking at him. He was agreeing with her. He was like, all right, miss, all right, miss. I was like, you know, I hope you just ain't agreeing with her just to get her going or get her to stop talking. You get what I'm saying? But then he gave her a hug. He was like, because I knew he fought that within himself within in 2 seconds. So I know real because I know body language. I know, you know, the mentality and the change and stuff like that. So I seen certain things, and the dude was fighting, he was fighting himself. He didn't want to fight Eli. You get what I'm saying? He was fighting himself. He was trying to be a better person. And I think Eli and that dude, you know, maybe they could collab, or maybe they could just, I don't know. Maybe it's just a one-time thing, but I don't think that was like an angel, especially Granny with the walker. Remember, it probably hurt her to stand there for so long. She stood there for like 20, 30 minutes. She made sure that they didn't fight or nothing. She didn't get too close, but at the end of the day, she played her part. That's what good citizens do, y'all. You might not have nothing to do with it, but sometimes you can't just stay there and just watch it go down. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't in her heart to see them argue. Everybody that walked off, they didn't care. They wanted them to kill each other, or they just didn't even care to realize what was going on. Because a lot of people see cameras, they might think it's a movie and stuff like that. They might think they acting. You get what I'm saying? But I think it was a very powerful video, and I learned a lot from it. I learned a lot. Patience, humble. You know, you learn a lot of things. That's good. That was a good video. What's up, Red? My bad, Red. My bad, Red. I didn't even see you in the building. Do man one and do smoke man. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Can't complain. Just trying to get my back right. Did you eat today? Yeah, I ate some rice and chicken and stuff like that. I'm okay. Taking it easy day by day. Getting my back right. Getting my neck right. Stuff like that. The headaches, I'm not getting headaches no more. It's just a major pain in the neck and stuff like that. I put some icy hot. I did a couple of stretches and stuff like that, but I didn't want to overdo it and stuff like that, because and then, sometimes you move it like this, you move it like that, then it gets too, you know, it gets too, like, stuck. You got to move it around. You got to be able to move. You get what I'm saying? You can't just stay stuck all day. I got to go to the doctor and get the results. I did a physical. I ain't been to the doctor in like 5, 6 years. Stuff like that. I don't trust hospitals like that. You go there for one thing, then they tell you, oh, this, I just try to avoid certain shit, but somebody I truly love is, fake forced me to go, so. And I appreciate it. Even the people from YouTube, they was pushing me. They was like, yo, Greenhouse, go, man. Go. You're not complaining for no reason, bro. Make sure you're good. That's why I did it live. I said, just came from the hospital. Go get checked out. I did that shit in my weakest condition, y'all. I was my weakest. But I did that just in case. If I didn't make it, I made sure that message was delivered, and hopefully somebody, took that message. But, through the grace of the Lord, I'm still here. It's those migraines. Sometimes those migraines, those headaches, them shits is unbearable. them shits, you know, especially with the neck swollen, the neck, you know, you can't really move it. Plus the headaches, that, you know, now the headaches went away, so now I'm just working on the neck and I'm good. And I'll be good. Oh man, I'm tired. Whew. This was a good one. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. Not gonna be here too long. My neck hurt. I gotta make sure I'm good and stuff like that. But y'all stay blessed. We was up here 50 minutes. You know, that's good enough. Y'all stay blessed, stay righteous, stay healthy. And remember, y'all, always drink water, stay blessed. Enjoy y'all day. Happy Friday.